back-to-back crazy night, and this is going into what I would say is probably the most anticipated match of the season. I mean, 2 undefeated guys, 500 PRs, and for those of you who maybe were not around in Season Kappa, these guys played in Week 5. The VOD is on our YouTube channel. One of the most exciting matches to date then on our Salty Saturday, and they played it exemplarily. That's a tough one. I'm gonna.
They both exhibited exemplary play.
All right, you think you're so fancy with your wordsmithing? Don't use exhibited on me.
I'm just, you know.
You're not better than me. Yeah. All right.
It's just something I do.
We have gone over their class selections. I think they are probably getting ready to go. It looks like actually they are banning, so we'll jump right into the bans here. Again, this is Slimsch going up against YuruYuri. And we didn't have a chance to kind of anticipate their bans, which actually we've done fairly well tonight. For once, anticipating what they're going to ban here. Are you able to spectate this? I'm having some trouble.
Are they currently in the match?
Yeah, it looks like they are. Oh, my entire game crashed.
It's saying they're preparing.
All right. Well, it seems that Slimsch banned Mage, which makes perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
And
as
Euro
expected,
banned
yeah.
Paladin, which actually we didn't say it on stream. We kind of predicted off stream. Easy for us to say.
Yeah, you know. Totally.
You know, we totally called that when you guys weren't listening. It's cool. Don't worry about it. We're good casters. That makes perfect sense. We actually did analyze this match a bit off stream, and Slimsch is very weak to Freeze Mage, and then Euro just kind of taking out the most consistent class. All right, so it looks like we are jumping into game 1.
Well, that mirror image is in the deck almost exclusively for going against a hunter, a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say exclusively, but that's such a good
tech,
or just card to get in the beginning.
Right. That's actually really, really interesting here. And I am having some technical difficulties.
Yuru has both a Sneeds and a Spellbreaker in his hand.
Oh my god. What is happening? Yuru actually, it was interesting when he played against Katoda on stream, I believe 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Yuru brought very standard decks, but it looks like he's taken a bit of a risk here.
Well, maybe he was listening on Tavern Talk when Slimsch said that he knows Yuru always brings the same decks.
Right.
And so he was planning for that. Usually, just note to self, kids, usually not the best idea to announce your strategies
on stream
3 days ahead of time publicly to the world. But, you know,
and
Slimsch is good at stuff.
I'm just joining the game now, so I'm not super caught up, but my guess is this is probably a Reno warrior.
Right, so you just come up with nonsense to fill it out.
Right. I mean, the Sneeds include the Spellbreaker. They're just not cards you'd see in almost any warrior archetype other than Reno. Slimsch, he's got some good minions in hand. The Water Elemental is going to be great, especially hidden behind these mirror images. It looks like Euro is going to stop this, and that's this Spellbreaker. And again, I just joined the game, so I'm not sure what Euro has played, but this Spellbreaker's got to give Slimsch a moment of.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's definitely a wait what moment, and that's the wait what pause from Slimsch. Slimsch is very experienced or attuned. He's very experienced with Reno decks in particular. I've talked to him quite a lot, and he really enjoys kind of looking at archetypes. Actually, Slimsch and I made a really good Reno priest.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Sure. But he actually is very. I think he'll probably just with that one card may identify this as a Reno warrior. So we see the brawl. This is a huge brawl, and that water elemental
could have been worse.
to come out. Could have been worse. But yeah, so Yuri's definitely not messing around with this. Slimsch also able to just kind of refill the board here. He has both mirror entities in hand as well as Mad Scientist. So this
unless he's running other secrets.
Yeah,
but even so, that sucks
awesome
to have duplicate secrets in your hand so early.
He is able to get. I mean, that's a pretty strong turn. Like, how do you respond to that as Yuri here? Playing the Justicar just can't happen. That's too much damage to face.
And to play the Taskmaster, you have to buff one of his guys.
Right. I guess you could give him an Acolyte theoretically, but that's just kind of feels terrible too.
Because it's behind a taunt.
Right. Yep. So he's gonna go with the Despite and Hero Power, slow things down a bit here. But the Despite, man, these mirror images just doing work, just saving Slimsch's fragile little minions. And the second Water Elemental top deck by Slimsch, he can Water Elemental into Mad Scientist here. And since he may have identified this as potentially a Reno Warrior, he knows there's not another Brawl coming. So it's time to load up that board.
Mm-hmm.
And Yuri, man, with that mirror entity down, is just not in a great position to play any of these powerful minions in his hand. Slimsch is contemplating, I guess, the Pilot Shredder. Because I guess he wants to play around the Execute. Like if this
right, and he's gonna use the weapon anyway, so you don't need to freeze
it. Yeah,
right now.
I can totally see the logic here from Slimsch. He's also kind of simultaneously playing around Baron Geddon, by not playing the Mad Scientist, because Baron Geddon would be almost a full clear. Although I guess Baron Geddon would.
Well, he would only proc once, yeah.
Right.
Oh, I see a Warlock card back. I'll be back.
I do as well, so I'll have to leave this match. Man, I have serious technical difficulty here. I'll stay in it until you get back in. Well, it looks like he's going to go with the Cruel Taskmaster to proc the secret, and then I guess you can drop the Acolyte and Hero Power. Yuri, he's going to have to start playing some cards, though, here, because he's going to want to get that Grom out next turn to use as removal, is my guess. Let me know when you're back in.
I'm back in. Did you say he already used the Taskmaster?
No. He was considering
okay.
it. All right, I'm going to leave really quick then. Right, so...
Wow, that's value. I think this mirror image, yep. So, mirror image 8, an entire Deathbite.
Yep, a 1-mana spell.
And a 1-mana Mana Worm, 8, a Shield Slam.
Definitely.
That's value.
Yeah, very, very good. Now, Yuri knows that his deck has the legs to just win here if he can keep himself alive long enough. But he has to get past this mirror entity first, and I'm not really sure what his plan is.
I don't know if he is either, especially now that he's lost his... Maybe he's waiting for another weapon? I don't know.
Well, it's not going to hit because this Water Elemental is going to get in the way of a second wheel. The Belcher is a pretty good stall here, so he can drop... I guess he's just going to give the Acolyte of Pain away. And is he going to go for the draw? Because he's just dead, right? Is he just dead? He needs something.
17, 18 on board. He's one short right now.
So, Slimsch on a top deck, Fireball,
or 18 total.
Bolt for lethal. Arcane Blast is not good enough. Arcane Blast wants to be part of the burn spell group, but doesn't go face. So Slimsch here is going to draw. I like this play. Go for another draw here. Doesn't get it. Archmage Antonitis is really good pickup. Actually, probably just the play here.
Yeah, I think so.
Archmage, Arcane Blast, the 3/2, kill off the 2/1, and I mean, you just solidify. Oh,
or not.
Or not. Slimsch definitely.
You do use Slimsch.
This is, by the way, like the worst. This is so hard to cast because these guys are just so good. It's hard to anticipate. Slimsch, I think, digging for maybe a... Oh, he doesn't have another secret. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay. I thought he might be digging for a counterspell. Also, that Baron Geddon is bugged out for me.
Yeah, me too.
And both of these cards are bugged out. Spectators freaking out. He triggers the mirror entity. He gets the Belcher up, and he's going to Hero Power. Is he dead though? Is the question. Flamewaker top deck's really good for Slimsch. I think Slimsch might have lethal here though. Let me try to do this. Flamewaker. Arcane Blast. Oh no, I guess you Flame Wave
No.
or Fireball. Oh, but the problem is that Armor Smith might actually be problematic.
Yeah, I think you want to. I would think you just want to get Antonitis down and generate. Although I guess you can only make one fireball.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Slimsch is just gonna run away with this. Although that is he's giving armor.
There we go.
Ooh, Flame Cannon's really strong here. This has got to be lethal. I don't know. Counting it's math.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow, he gets double juggle. So now the Arcane Blasts. Why not just Arcane Blasts? Well, he's not going to get lethal, that's for sure.
Why not just Arcane Blasts?
He definitely didn't miss lethal. Oh, we see a Death Spite here. So, Yuri, maybe... I mean, the Reno Warriors generally do run more... They generally run double weapon, double execute, and shield slam. So it still could be a Reno, or maybe it's just a crazy warrior deck. I'm going to leave and rejoin because I'm glitched out. It's definitely hard to say. Also, post Reno, as you guys know, Dan and I just tend to say it's Reno if it's anything but a net deck. We're just like,
exactly.
It's probably Reno.
Gotta be Reno.
Gotta be Reno.
What other excuse could there be for this ridiculous thing?
Insanity, right? And so he's going to Baron Geddon here, and that's just going to be lethal, right? 5 plus... I guess the Shredder drop matters here, right? Ooh. Oh, and second Flamewaker certainly will give lethal.
Man, that double Flamewaker.
Yeah, that's 100% lethal here. I'm surprised Slim... Yeah. Anyway, so really quick game. Actually, not really, but Slim's able to take it with the Tempo Mage and not the Freeze Mage that Yuri may have expected. And Slim's able to see some odd choices from Yuri here. And Yuri down 1-0 to the very formidable Slimsch. Slimsch, of course, just to remind you guys, has Paladin and Priest. Or no, sorry, he has Priest Warlock left. Because the Paladin is banned. Yuru still has his Mage, his Druid.
No.
Am I just messing this up?
His Druid, his Priest, and his Warrior.
His Warrior. Thank you. Sorry. Got the bands all mixed up. He has his Druid, his Priest, and his Warrior. So a lot of really controlled decks. The Tempo Mage actually a really good call from Slimsch there, because all of those decks really struggle with Tempo Mage. I think the Dragon Priest that Yuru usually brings might have been the best matchup against Tempo Mage, but if Yuru is expecting a Freeze Mage, he certainly would be in trouble. Now, Slimsch going to Warlock, and it looks like it is... it could be Zoo, it could also be Reno. Against Yuru's...
Does Reno usually run a Void Collar?
Some Renos do. The early iterations of Renos ran Void Collar. But yeah, this could, I guess, be Zoo. Yeah, it's... Well,
yeah.
This is all run in Reno.
We're continuing to see good cards.
Doomguard generally is not. Usually the Void Collar was specifically meant for Mal'Ganis. Some people, like Killer Jive, for instance, had a sort of Demon Reno deck. Slimsch, this looks to be just your standard kind of Demon Zoo. Zoo, of course, is very favored against Warrior, but this hand from Yuru could definitely weather the Zoo storm. And Slimsch's hand is definitely suboptimal. I'd probably take Reliquary Seeker here or Dragon Egg.
I would definitely take the egg, because you're not... If you had Implosion in hand, then maybe. But with the egg, you're guaranteed some sort of value. Either maybe he'll brawl it away, but you could also probably get some Death Spite value out of it.
Right, and I think Slimsch will be happy to just give... Oh, there's the Implosion.
Ugh.
I think Slimsch is probably happy to let this Void Walker eat up a War Axe hit. I would expect probably either an Egg here or a Void Walker and tap. Maybe just Egg tap. You tap first, obviously. But, man, Yuri with a really strong hand against Zoo. Yuri definitely isn't sure. This could be a Mally lock. This could be a Reno lock. This could be Zoo. pretty much every single Zoo or Warlock variant runs the Dark Peddler except for Handlock, and Handlock really is kind of taking a back seat to some of these interesting control Warlocks rather. Flame Imp come, and I guess he's gonna drop the egg, and that's gonna not draw a charge would be my guess from Yuri here. By the way, Yuri running the double Armor Smith leads me to believe this isn't a Reno Warrior. I don't think any Reno Warrior would run double Armor Smith.
I think it's just a really fun looking control warrior.
He's gonna play this Acolyte here, and I guess that's fine. The Implosion almost certainly will be played from Slimsch unless he top decks something better. Juggler into Implosion is always fun, but I think Slimsch is gonna go for the Implosion and hope he doesn't have Night Smokes. And he does, and that feels bad. Oh man, so Slimsch, and we see a little BM from the perfect players, and now Yuri is going to be able to kind of take solid board control here. And I like this play a lot from Yuri. He's going to just take out this egg before it becomes any sort of issue. And he's going to do it in style with double Armor Smiths. And that's double draw from an Acolyte of Pain while contesting board control on a Zoo. So the Zoo, Slimsch is definitely picking up some answers. He's getting a stronger hand. But the Warrior is definitely favored in the later game if it can get those late game threats down. And with the Cruel Taskmaster in hand, it's a great card for this this early game attrition. Although probably the double Despite also is a great card.
Yeah.
Early attrition. So I think Slimsch is going to want to start dealing with these Armor Smiths. This is one way to do it, I guess. Interesting that he didn't use Juggle or...
Well, I guess the Juggler has the potential to spread it out more. And you want to make sure that, like, the minimum you could get away with there was giving him 6 armor.
Right, and Yuri can actually, like, just completely clean this up. I would not be surprised if he coins out the Cruel Task here, too, to clean up this 2-1. Or not. Or not. That's cool. That's cool, man. That's, yeah. I hate casting really good players.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows what they're up to?
All right, well, Slimsch is starting to have many more options here now. Now that the mana's opening up to his heavier hand. We should note that Yuri doesn't have a single removal spell in his hand. Obviously, Brawl not really counted as one. So this Dr. Boom could start to be a kind of annoying and may even draw out a Brawl from Slimsch or from Yuri. Slimsch looks like he's going to go for this really nice value trade with the Defender of Argus onto this, and he might even tap. Oh,
and I like that. That's really good.
It's a player on the Despite. Okay.
Yep.
It's gonna be a player on the Despite.
No, it wasn't. Oh, yes, it was. Okay.
So that's very surprising to see that kind of level. I mean, it's just 1 damage misplay, but it is surprising to see that from Slimsch. And Yuri continues to play a little bit off curve here.
It's possible he did that on purpose.
Oh, not to ping for the armor?
No, not to ping, and so that he could then say oops, so that then Yuri could more confidently. I don't know if I always expect Slimsch has plans.
Well,
because now that he drew out the Brawl before the.
Well, that board was pretty brawlable. I like the Brawl there. Yuri, this is so uncommon for a control warrior not to have an answer by turn 7 to Dr. Boom. I mean, in the form of BGH, in the form of Execute, in the form of Shield Slam. Oh, man. And that Boom is taking it straight out.
Oh!
Wow. So this is going to clean up the Dr. Boom really quickly. That top deck power overwhelming allows Slimsch to just use the Boombot here. He doesn't have to either. But he can also play his entire hand, which it looks like he's going to do. He's going to do, because the Brawl is out of the way. So why not just play your entire hand here and push 5 damage to the face? And this is an enormous board. And Yuri, without the Brawl here, man, can't be feeling too good.
Well, you would push 7 damage to face.
Oh, yes. Yep, absolutely right. Yep. Yuri does have a lot of health, but that'll diminish really quickly over a couple turns. Oh man, and no answer. This is brutal from Yuri. How does this hand exist?
This is like your match.
This is like my match in the All-Stars against Andy, yeah. No execute, no BGH, no shield slam, and they're all so that's 4 cards, and that's in his bottom 16. So 25% of his deck is removal. And he's just going to try to weather the storm with the Shield Maiden. He just needs to dig deep and hope that Slimsch doesn't top deck stuff like that.
Oh man.
Slimsch actually, I was going to say if he top decked a another Void, what is it? Doomguard.
Color? Oh yeah.
Doomguard's 12, 15, 16 plus 4s 20. So okay, Doomguard wasn't quite lethal there, but we've been 2 off. So it looks like Slimsch reads this hand of Yuri, realizes there's no removal. I don't know. I guess you're trying to play around Brawl number 2, because Brawl number 2 could be devastating for Slimsch here. But you would have seen it last turn. Alex Straza is also a card that is going to be playable next turn.
Yeah, that's just kind of a stall, though. That's
Actually,
not gonna...
he's just dead if he Alex Strazas.
Exactly.
Right. He needs execute or something here. He doesn't get it.
Jeez.
This deck is really odd from Yuri, and he's actually... he can silence here. He can silence the 1-3 and kill the 3-2. Go up to 13 health. Is he just dead?
Seems dead.
Oh, he can double Justicar. He can double armor, sorry. So this will keep him barely alive, but I think the Power Overwhelming kills him. Let me just do the math really quick. He has 15 damage. He's going to go up to 13, 17, so he's dead. Yuri is going to lose to this Power Overwhelming, as Slimsch has 2 overkill. Yeah, really tough. This is so rough for Yuri here. Not drawing removal in his top half of his deck. That's insane. And I know that feeling well. It's not fun. So Yuri dropping 2 games, but you know what this night's been full of?
Reverse sweeps.
Yep, so this sets the stage for Yuri to reverse sweep. Slimsch is on Priest to get the job done. YuruYuri has Mage. Or no, God, I keep saying that. He has Druid,
you do.
He's got Warrior, and he has his own Priest. So this is the matchup Yuri wanted. He wanted the Warrior against the Priest, and it looks like it's probably a Control Priest from Slimsch. Yuri wanted this matchup, and he's going to go for the reverse sweep here. He has Warrior into Priest, Warrior is very favored here. Slimsch, though, knows what it's like to lose to a Priest with Warrior, as he lost to Andy Rogers' Priest with his Control Warrior. In the All-Star games, this is definitely a Control Priest. The Control Priest, some people have said, with the addition of Entomb, is perhaps... It's definitely helped... Entomb has certainly helped this matchup a lot, as this matchup almost always goes to Fatigue. I still find that the addition of a Tomb is not quite enough, as the armor usually is just too much.
Yeah.
That being said, wow, and Slimsch runs Thought Steals. That's really, really, really big, actually. That being said, Slimsch has a very, very strong hand. He has the Pain to kill off an Acolyte. He's got the Northshire Cleric. And I think Slimsch right now is probably considering how much he really cares about this Northshire Cleric. Is this game going to go to Fatigue? Is it not? Katoda, we saw this matchup last time Yuri was on stream. Yuri going up against Katoda. Katoda also thought this would go to Fatigue, and he played it very well. And then Yuri killed him in like 2 turns with like an Alex Straza Grom. It was insanely swift. And we see some friendly emotes from the 2 players, or not so friendly emotes. Slimsch, man, with the Curator top deck is got just the dream hand now. Just a fantastic hand to go against this Warrior. I wonder if this is not the only Priest that... Oh, and he Alex Straza. Whew, those are huge. here, actually. Deathspite is so good for a priest because it actually gives him just so much value against a warrior. A 2-for-1, basically, in a matchup that is all about that long-term value. All right, well, Slimsch is continuing to hoard cards, and it looks like we might see this Deathspite, which has got to make Yuri not happy. Yep, that is not one you want to see. Also, Slimsch, not much of a gold collector, but he has crafted a golden thought steal because he just loves that interaction too much.
Oh, is this confirmed?
Yes, I've talked to him about it as a bit of a gold collector myself. Yuri is doing what warriors do best against priests, and that is just armor up. This game, Yuri is definitely playing this game slightly different than he played against Katoda. Definitely less proactive. Harvest Golem is absolutely the pick here. Yep. And Slim's trying to pressure the warrior out of just armoring every turn, and it looks like we will get a Deathspite here from Yuri. I actually, I think since Yuri is kind of committing to this late game, and we know for a fact that this control warrior is just so heavy with that,
Sneeds.
Excuse me, with that Sneeds, and also I think there's another card we saw that was super heavy.
The Spellbreaker is kind of heavy.
Yeah, the Spellbreaker is certainly a heavier choice, and Yuri's gonna, knowing the sequencing of those death rattles, just for our viewers who may not. Whichever minion was played first, its Death Rattle procs first, and that includes Deathspites. So Yuri will be able to hit this Harvest Golem, and the Harvest Golem will pop, and the Deathspite will kill the remainder of the Harvest Golem. All right, so if you're Slimsch, you're running into this issue where your hand is just filling up, and you're forced to play something.
Well, you could do the Blade Master Light of the Naru.
Yeah, I think Slimsch is trying to keep this game going just a little slower. The Lotheb's kind of a cool play here because it's really tempting to just Deathspite the Lotheb. I'm surprised Yuri's drawing with this Acolyte. I'm very surprised by this play.
Yeah, you were surprised last time by it too.
I was, and I looked like an idiot when that Acolyte turned out to be the lethal damage. Actually, I have... Can Yuri get overdrawn here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if there was a Pyromancer in Slimsch's... Actually, no, Slimsch can overdraw Yuri. He can Deathspite face.
Yep.
Yep, he can overdraw Yuri. So yeah, this... But he's not going to. Because the Deathspite would kill off his Harvest Golem. And Slimsch sees that Yuri's drawn once, so Slimsch says, okay, I guess I can draw. It's fine for me to draw. If we're not going to play the fatigue game quite so early. So, man, this deck, double death with Entombs, this is pretty heavy. Very heavy end priest with Thought Steal. This is definitely a Slimsch specialty, probably made specifically to take on Control Warrior. I would not be surprised if this deck runs double Entomb as well.
Oh, I would expect it.
Yeah. So Slimsch getting rid of the coin so he doesn't overdraw. Great play there. He could have played more to the board, but he doesn't want a Brawl to come down. And
I think it's about time for an Entomb target to come down.
Yeah, and now Yuri's going to have to play. I really think that you start off with the Emperor here. Because Emperor
absolutely
allows you to hero power. It also discounts this incredibly heavy hand.
Of really good stuff.
And Slimsch has double death and an Entomb, so he's kind of up for the challenge here. But if you're Yuri here, oh man,
no.
Sneeds is not. I mean, if you're Yuri here, you've got to be considering Entomb. I would definitely try to tease the Entomb first. I'd be throwing out Baron Geddons. I would not lead off with the highest value minion in your hand. Dr. Boom's interesting as well. I would go for Emperor here, absolutely. Yuri has his own reasons, and he's going to go with that, and that's going to be insta-entombed. That is just such a good entomb target, because... And maybe Yuri's thinking, well, I have the Spellbreaker, I can take care of it later.
Possibly, yeah. As far as actually stats threats, this one
the 5/7's kind of benign. And Slimsch is going to entomb that, and I think I don't know. I think Yuri. I guess he might have anticipated that. He might be next leveling us with that Spellbreaker. Slimsch is probably really happy to get that Entomb. If Slimsch is running a second Entomb, he's not worried at all. Because he's
got 2 deaths and a pain.
Yeah, he's got every way to.
And a light bomb. Jeez.
Yep, and this pain. I mean, Slimsch is just in such a great spot, and he's knocking off the armor, and Yuri hasn't found his Justicar yet. So, if Yuri can't just continually build armor, this all that stuff I said about the fatigue might be meaningless. Yuri's just having a hard time selecting which amazing, huge legendary he should play. Also, his captain, Markshire, or I'm sorry, it is Markshire, right?
No. Well, Markshire's on Entropy.
And Markshire, we just had Markshire. Who am I thinking? Ham Bowen. Sorry, I always get them confused. Ham Bowen, when he's on Tavern Talk, mentioned that YuruYuri is a free-to-play player.
Yeah.
And if you guys have him on your friends list, you'll know he goes super high into arena wins every single time.
Well, he's got equal ranked and arena wins from the screenshot on the blog post.
Right, from the player profile. He has like 3,000 of both, which is
4,500.
Oh, was it? Oh my god, it's insane. Well, Slimsch is going to death that. He's going to steal more things. These are less high value than a Deathbite than Alex Raza. And he's just going to clean up this board really, really easily. These boombots.
I'm surprised he didn't play the Armorsmith first.
I think he might be considering a heal here, but yeah, I could see that.
I don't think he wants to heal. That hand is too full.
It is too full.
It's got 10 cards in it.
And look at you! Wow, another slight misplay. Not what we're used to seeing here. And there
that's
goes.
What he was trying to play around. Jeez, boombots.
The boombots are just. All
boombots
right.
ain't fun.
Well, Yuri is just seeing all of his threats diminished before his eyes. Slimsch with another death. Let's not forget that Slimsch has the Deathbite up, so Slimsch doesn't even have to pain this. He can literally... we saw a Shrinkmeister in Slimsch's hand, and I wouldn't honestly be surprised if Slimsch just Deathbites this off. It's a good pain target, but a Shrinkmeister pain is super good on a Ysera.
Well, he's got 2 pains.
Oh my god. I don't know...
I think you pain the...
The Armorsmith?
Yeah. Nope. All right, fine. I guess you can Deathbite the Armorsmith.
The Armorsmith, yeah, and it just gives 1 armor. That makes sense. He can heal and then Deathbite, but he'll have to drop something else, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, and you really want that Harvest Golem up because it's so annoying. It's just chipping off Yuri's armor. Just to give you guys a card update, which is very relevant, it is tied at 15 all. And since Yuri goes first, he's 1 card ahead.
So is he going to leave that Armorsmith up?
Maybe he's going to paint it? Oh, wow. Well, now Slimsch goes ahead in the fatigue. Also, is he going to overdraw 2, 4? He must... Oh, no, he's not going to overdraw. He's at 9 cards. Well, Slimsch is building this little annoying board of minions, and this looks like an Execute Baron Geddon to me. Yuri is probably pretty upset he doesn't have a weapon, although Yuri just drew Justicar, which is really a relief. Getting that not super late allows him to start piling on the armor when he so chooses, and he might actually do that right now. I would expect an Execute at least on this...
Blade Master.
Blade Master, yeah. But Yuri is going to just start piling on the armor and not really contesting this board. He does have Brawl in hand, so maybe he wants to see 1 more minion come out from Slimsch.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, and I think so too. Yeah, I think that is definitely fair.
Now that said...
Wow, Harrison Jones. Man, this deck is called, like, this is literally Slimsch's just like, you know, fuck
Screw
warrior deck.
Yeah.
He has, man, Slimsch can just heal his face or any of his minions and just kill that Justicar with that,
Well, he can
Warden.
Taskmaster the Northshire
to
just trade, because I don't think he wants to keep drawing from it.
Yeah,
Trade off into the Justicar, and then...
Slimsch is
I would
one
think you'd
card
want to
ahead.
heal up that Blade Master to full, and then maybe you swing first
Oh.
with the Despite.
Also, does he can get a really cool lethal with that Light Warden, with that Circle of Healing in hand.
Oh, with the Despite.
Despite Circle of
Totally.
Healing hit, he could
And he can't, man, and there's nothing to execute now.
Right, this is probably going to be a brawl. That Light Warden can get really scary with the Despite up. That Light Warden actually it could be 12. Wait, is it 2 against 2, right? Against
2
2.
per.
So that's 8 additional, so it'd be 11. And 11.
If he hits a minion, then it'll be 10. Oh wait, no, Circle only does the minions. Never mind.
Right, and Yuri finally gets an axe, so you can just kill that off. Yuri needs to just thin out this board a bit. He's really holding on to the bear and get it. Actually, he's just really holding on to everything. Pretty crazy. This Harrison might come down here, or
Nah, it's
just
time for Alex.
Alex.
No? Nah, you're right, Slim. Nah, you should do it.
Slimsch
Nah, maybe not.
could have Alexed, hit with Despite and Circle of Healing, and I think he would have had lethal. If Yuri hadn't removed the Light Warden. He definitely would have had lethal.
Yeah, almost definitely.
Yeah, it would have been
A lot.
8, 11, 13. 13 damage on the Light Warden. Well, Slimsch is trying to not prolong this game, and he's doing a good job of it. Yuri does have double execute in hand, but no way to really activate it.
Except his face.
Except his face.
Does have that brawl, though.
Yeah, I think this is probably a brawl turn, and really hope you don't get screwed on the 25% chance. We've seen some really unlikely odds tonight, though, and it looks like we will see a brawl come out here. Yuri, there's a 50% chance, though. That Blade Master is really difficult for the Warrior to deal with. So, Slimsch... Oh, and it looks like that will be the winner. So, Yuri not with... Granted, he gets rid of the Alexstrasza, but that Blade Master is going to just remove armor really efficiently.
He's got 8 on board. He still has that
I think
Despite.
Yuri's actually considering shield slamming executing it, because it's just such a threat to his armor. And he has double execute.
It's a lot of removal to blow in one turn.
It really is. And we see the Justicar from Slimsch, which is a big threat in terms of just 6 attack. Slimsch, of course, seeing that inefficient removal. I mean, the brawl was just not that great. And we say that Yuri really had no way to deal with the Shield Master. Slimsch is going to play this Justicar here. Get that sick heal, which is just called heal, which is unfortunate.
Well, because the other one's lesser heal.
Oh, is it called Lesser Heal? Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you. This is how he makes his keep here.
There you go.
He knows everything. All right, well, so he's going to get these threats out here. Now, Yuri will be able to shield slam this one. But Yuri,
even so, I guess he armors back up to 16. But with that Akanai, that's 4 extra damage.
yeah, and he's got the Deathbite. He's kept this Deathbite up this entire time. So Yuri, Slimsch with just 8 on board damage. Yeah. Now the backbreaker here would be if Slimsch had an Entomb, but he has his own Sylvanas, which let's see, can he proc it? Oh, he could death it and take the other Sylvanas, right? This is a little inefficient, but I mean, how is Yuri going to deal with this? Yeah, I think Slimsch is really trying to put Yuri on.
And then next turn you can do it again. Oh wait, no, he's already used.
He's used both his deaths.
Off then.
Right. Wow. Bash is a huge pickup here. Bash will allow Yuri to clear. Oh no, he lost his shield. He lost. He's used.
He used it. Well, he didn't lose it. He just had to use it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he had 2 shield slams. Okay. So is Yuri gonna give him an accolade of pain here? Warrior's giving. Yeah, he's going to bash, execute, and give the accolade of pain. This is a pretty cool play. This is something that warriors like to do against priests in the later fatigue game, or even in the mirror. And now Slimsch has got this 1/3 on hand. Yuri though, Yuri still is not in a great position here. Slimsch can actually pain off this this 1-3. So it looks like Slimsch is going to continue to just pressure Yuri. He's got Yuri on the ropes, and he's just going for the knockout with this Auchenai, really pushing a lot of damage. This just completely destroying all the armor, and Yuri's really on just to find
back up to 14. Which, yeah, is definitely dead to board.
Is he just dead? He can execute he can axe, execute, or he can even silence if he needs to.
And he can axe the Acolyte.
Well, I think the Acolyte's the least of his problems. He's going to use axe to execute, I think. He'll execute this. He goes down to 11.
What's he saving that silence for?
Well, he still hasn't seen Sneasel Shredder. Slimsch can go for the Harrison here and just try, because Slimsch is definitely going for the kill. Right now, fatigue doesn't matter. Like, it's just not going to matter. Slimsch has really put Yuri on the burner. And, yeah, the Harrison is definitely going to continue with this. Yuri, he's feeling it. Is that lethal? 8, 9, plus 2 is 11. That's exact lethal. Wow. So Slimsch is going to 3-0 Yuri.
Also, he does have 4 extra damage in his hand, or from his hero power. Oh, never mind. The Auchenai died.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Well played.
And Slimsch, you know, he said it on the stream. He said that Yuri's brought the same lineup every single week and has not gotten punished. And Slimsch, man, a little bit anticlimactic.
Doling out punishments. I'm honestly not surprised because everything was so built up. It's like that. It's like the actual, maybe not Ali versus Frazier. I don't know if that was actually a good fight, but the fight that gets all built up and then they walk out, the bell rings, and 2 minutes later, someone's down.
Well, yeah, and that's interesting. Yuri really, really wanted that Warrior versus Priest game. As I said, Warrior is very favored traditionally because it just wins in fatigue, but Slimsch having none of it. Slimsch also, I think, clearly that Priest was, I think, aimed 100% at the Warrior.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, built around beating a Warrior, and it got the job done. We will get the man himself in. The one of 2 undefeated as one falls.
That's right. 1 of 2.
1 of 2, and they will both be in the Skype call. So just tons of THL knowledge in the call. But yeah, interesting, really, really interesting series there. Yuri really wanted that matchup, and Slimsch just did not give him the Priest until the last game, and then he gave him, you know, the Screw Warrior Priest.
Right.
And yeah, so we never got to see the Mage. We never got to see Yuri's Priest. And Yuri typically brings a Freeze Mage and a Dragon Priest. And I wonder if he, yeah, I'm interested also that he didn't bring the Freeze Mage, as the Freeze Mage got the job done against Katota's Priest last week, or 2 weeks ago rather. But yeah, we never saw any other decks than Yuri's. Really kind of odd, heavy.
And the Freeze Mage would have done pretty well this time around, too. A lot of those cards would have just been dead.
Banned. I keep forgetting his Mage.
Oh, right.
God, I'm so sorry, guys. His Mage was banned, and yeah, so it would have been his Druid, which is good against Priest, but definitely can lose it. I think I agree with Yuri that he was trying to get that Warrior against Priest matchup. Also worth noting, Pure Strategy had a bit of a snafu in their class selections, as both Matador and Sulkanar did not submit classes and were immediately disqualified. So Pure Strategy trying to regain some points there and unable to do it, as Slimsch gets the 3-0 over YuruYuri. We will again try to get Slimsch in this call. Or as you may know, Mark, since he's on Tavern Talk. Or I think he goes by Slimsch on Tavern Talk. But yeah.
The Bearded Beauty.
The Bearded Beauty. Yeah, we'll get him in here. And yeah, crazy series. But we had some, oddly enough, the 2 preceding series were just absolute nail biters. going into reverse sweeps. Mark, are you there?
Hey guys.
Hey,
Dude, 3-0. What a match.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
it seemed to go exactly as you planned.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can never control what the other person's going to queue up, but I mean, I did kind of do things how I thought they may have gone, and I don't know, the way he kept queuing up the warriors seemed to kind of maybe not perfectly fit into things, but well enough.
Mm-hmm. So a couple questions. One, first one. The priest deck you brought, was that priest deck titled Screw Warrior?
It was titled. What was it titled?
You mad, Grom?
It was titled. I don't know. Like, I'm pretty boring sometimes. Some of my deck names are fun, but this one
Was it titled Control Priest?
It was titled Control, and in parentheses I had PR/WAR.
PR/WA.
I didn't want to queue it into Druid. Preferably.
Zing.
Nice, sassy. I like it.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff. Well, if you want to know an interesting deck name, my Tempo Mage is named code word Tempo.
Yes. So
Nice.
So we're getting an insight on what it takes to be a 6-0 player in the league. Just make sure you label your decks correctly.
Yeah, don't spend so much time on the deck naming. Maybe
that's where I'm going wrong.
That might be a common problem in the fourth spot. I don't know.
I'm just spending all my time naming my decks instead of practicing. Well, yeah, excellent play there. The priest was not how we expected that matchup to go, but man, double Thought Steal, an Entomb, double Death. That was a heavy-ended priest. It seemed like it went exactly according to your plan, though, huh?
Well, I mean, Thought Stealing the Alex Strauss certainly helped. It gave me a little leeway in making a few decisions here and there, such as drawing a little bit more than I may have been comfortable with. But I happened to capture a show match between Zetalot and Show, who were kind of testing out some of the new cards and seeing how this matchup kind of flies post League of Explorers. And I mean, Zetalot, granted, he was bringing a little out of the norm. Although apparently it's what he likes to do. He had thought steals and such, and he was winning the majority of those series. So after watching that, I kind of prepared for this week thinking, oh, Priest can win this one. I watched how.
Right.
I think I can do it.
and while Zetalot is definitely considered to be the Priest master, Shows is certainly one of the top Control Warrior players in the scene.
One of the gods.
Yeah, so that's no small feat. And it's interesting that's kind of a classical matchup that's since the beginning of Hearthstone has kind of favored the Warrior due to the fatigue, but it seems like that may be shifting. So going to the Zoo match, I guess, was Zoo always the plan, or was that just you were seeing how it had gone? Your Tempo Mage got a win against this weird Warrior, and you just decided to go Zoo?
Well, my most important concern was to keep the
Druid,
the Priest flexible, and yeah, the Druid was my main concern because
right.
like I could have very well have done Handlock and been okay versus Warrior and his own Priest probably, but I've been really confident with Zoo whenever I bring it. And granted, things didn't go so well. There's been misplays here and there, but I was really happy with the Zoo.
And you probably figured this out pretty quickly, but he had just the worst time of it. He had in his top 15 cards, never drew an Execute, Shield Slam, or a BGH.
Is it a Reno deck?
We don't think so. We'd have to ask him, but we never saw Reno, and he had plenty of 2-up.
And we saw a lot of doubles. We assumed it was at the beginning, but then it turned out that it would have been unwise.
Right. He had double Armorsmith, which just isn't typical. And we also identified that you might have considered it to be a Reno deck as well. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it was. It just seems like it was somewhat of an odd heavy Control Warrior deck that just didn't really get the job done. But yeah, Zoo certainly ran away with it. You kind of played you had that big turn where you removed the Belcher and you got everything out there. And that's generally the turn that the Warrior kind of removes everything. But he kind of just didn't.
Right. The brawl was down, and he didn't have a big game hunter, so I was feeling pretty happy about that.
Right. Absolutely. And so your tempo mage also, you on stream you generally have brought a freeze mage, and it certainly goes to your kind of play style, more of the control combo player. But the tempo mage seemed to be exactly what you needed to beat a warrior. Do you want to talk about that deck building a little bit?
Yeah, I'll just I'll bring whatever wins games, really. The tempo mage did a pretty good job. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like between the druid and warrior picks that were so common, like I knew my paladin was going to get banned, but I thought that the tempo mage that I could build would be nearly or just as awesome as paladin in terms of going into those matchups. So
right, absolutely. Going into a warrior, a druid, and a priest is pretty good for tempo mage. Definitely a strong call on your part. Well, congratulations. You remain undefeated in the regular season. You and Dan, actually, in our call, are the only undefeated people, as we said a couple times now. Feels pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm
so excited.
I mean, I would just like for the playoffs to go really, because that's what matters the most. So I don't want to get too hung up on like everything that's going on for me.
Absolutely.
I don't want everyone to focus too much on the fact that I don't lose. We have addressed it. Of us. We can move on.
Keeping the eye on the prize. That's understandable. That's absolutely understandable. Well, you guys look like you are shaping up to do really well in the playoffs, or at least be really well positioned. This week seems to be going pretty smoothly for the Gosus with that 3-0. So we'll be looking forward to you guys in the playoffs, and I guess we'll also have to hear more about the playoff picture on Tavern Talk. Are you guys? Do you know if you're having a Tavern Talk this week?
We bet. Oh crap!
Because it's like, is it Christmas on Thursday?
Oh wait,
it's Christmas at some point.
Christmas is gonna happen, I think.
5 days from today.
I don't think we can have. Wait. Oh, God, I don't know. We.
All right. Well, we'll have to
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We'll have to figure that out. But
planning ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man. Sometimes we figure things out on like a Monday or Tuesday.
Well, we are, of course, for the entire THL, we will not be. There will not be a game week this upcoming Saturday. We'll be taking the week off, so everyone has a chance to celebrate whatever holiday they celebrate. And man, I'm so politically correct. Oh my God, I love it.
You are.
Working in the government. Anyway, so just a heads up to everyone, we will not be back this upcoming Saturday on Salty Saturday. Can't speak for Tavern Talk, but we are going to head out with that game. So for Viraday, Hertz Donut, and Slimsch, any parting thoughts, guys?
No.
Okay, great.
Good games.
No, just fun games, fun being in the chat, fun watching, good casting.
Great season. Yeah, this
you could say that.
Season, and we will be this playoff picture should be all sorted out by the end of this weekend. We'll have the schedules and everything out to you guys. So great season, guys, and should be a fun playoff picture. So we will see you guys later, and have a happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody.